Hello and welcome to today's video about what happened when I took my personal brand on LinkedIn finally seriously. I'm Marie, the CEO and founder of Familiarity LLC, the #1 LinkedIn marketing agency that is specializing in personal brands, and we made 1 million plus in revenue from 90% solely on LinkedIn, and I will tell you how I did it from scratch and how we are now helping our clients, business owners and entrepreneurs and leaders as you are, who wants to also build their authority on LinkedIn, and I will tell you exactly how also in this video. So let's start. I didn't take my personal brand seriously for some time. I was rather just like showing up from time to time because I knew that LinkedIn is very important, especially when it comes to my personal brand and to like getting CV done, communicate with different stakeholders and getting employed. And in 2019, I actually posted first time on LinkedIn. So this was my first post. You can see that I am definitely not proud of it, but it also shares reality of how it looks when you start with your personal brand on any social media. It doesn't need to be necessarily on LinkedIn. It can be on Instagram. It can be also on other platforms. And this is how my first post on LinkedIn looked like. Wow. I mean, it didn't tell to people anything about me. It was rather similarity to, I don't know if you remember, like these email chains. If you don't send someone this email within like 20 minutes, then somebody will die or something bad will happen, etc. So it was very similar in this sense, and but I really like it for the narrative of how my personal brand looked like at the beginning of the journey. And I was just like posting my thoughts. I was building my personal brand to actually get employed at that time because I am an IT engineer with master's degree in diplomacy, and I was seeking employment in 2019, and then within 1 year my personal brand just went crazy in terms of establishing my own company, but about that a bit later. And I was just posting thoughts. I didn't have any content plan. I was just sharing about some of my, for example, projects that I was responsible for in past in order to target my dream employer. This was European Commission, by the way, because of my master's degree in diplomacy. I wanted to do rather like political career and like to sit in the office in administration in different institutions. And it rather felt like really simple, really random. So whenever I had days to actually just like post something, and it felt really good to have a lot of likes, especially when I was like, it's an honor to be part of this specific project. But I didn't really see any strategy. I didn't see any income from it. But this was my start at the beginning in 2019. And I was not really thinking long term because I was just seeing like that big dopamine boost whenever I shared something successful, that I got likes, I got comments. And I think that most of you who is currently watching can also relate to this, that you really like when you have finally on LinkedIn something to say, you got promotion, you establish new projects, you, for example, were in some event, you tag so many people, and then you can see like 50 likes, 100 comments and things like this, and you're like, yeah, this is the dopamine. But then you are scared to post more to actually get stable revenue from it. And we will be talking about this, how your personal brand can actually become your main revenue stream for your business. And then something changed. So here actually like what started to change was that people started to notice what I do. So I no longer was like posting random. I no longer was just like, you know, like just getting my ego and also the dopamine. I was really like starting to see LinkedIn as a business asset. And people start to notice what I do. People started to notice the topics that I'm interested in, and my visibility started to actually boost really, really high, and the perception about me changed. The LinkedIn and your personal brand is also really good about like specific topic that you're interested, because usually your logo, your company is specializing in some way. Like you are, for example, solving some specific issue, but your personal brand is scoping your life. So for example, today I speak about LinkedIn. We do the LinkedIn fully managed, and this company will be here. I might, for example, exit in the future, or I might keep it, and then in parallel I might be starting another company and then speak about totally different topic on LinkedIn, and it's completely fine. My personal brand is living with me, and this is how we want it. It's called social selling. And here is also my consistency, how it evolved. So at the beginning, I was usually going one time per week, just to come up with some specific topic that I want to speak about. So during the week, I was writing some notes, and then I would just copy paste it and put it in ChatGPT and say to ChatGPT, for example, make me one post from what I just made during this week. And then I would just copy paste it in ChatGPT one time per week, and that's it. I would then just increase that specific speed of posting, and I would also increase more of an authenticity. Because I see that a lot of founders, they are using AI, and I was also one of them. So don't take me wrong, I have this experience too. I know what is in your head. You have so many priorities, you have so many things that is going on in your life, and you feel like that your personal brand can wait. However, the consistency is the key, and the more authentic you will sound, the better it is for you. And then I was increasing the capacity of me showing up on LinkedIn with 2025 was the first year when I started to post daily, and I didn't miss any day during 2025, and I am right now 29th of March 2026, and I still am going daily. So let me knock on it. In Czechia we knock on the teeth because they cannot burn. I know that some cultures they knock on the wood, etc., but we don't do this in Czechia. And it didn't felt forced. It was just about the consistency. It felt good in terms of I didn't force myself, because usually a lot of founders, they're yeah, tomorrow I'm going to go in with 100% and I'm going to post daily. It's a lot of work. It's a hard work. You really need to be consistent, and you need to prepare also your nervous system that it's a certain burden. And if you don't want to become social media editor or content creator, then I would definitely not consider after this video watching that you want to post daily. Of course, the more you post per week, the higher visibility you have, but you want to increase it really gradually. And then when you reach, for example, 3 times per week, then you want to outsource most of the tasks. For example, you want to get in touch with some marketing agencies like we are, and we can take your personal brand under us, because at the end of the day, you are a founder and you know your things the best. You are the best at what you do, and you don't want to become the content creator. Therefore, you need a company that will actually help you with this. And we spend on LinkedIn daily. So we know the trends, we know what we need from you, and the only thing that it takes from you is 30 minutes per week. So we just jump on a call for 30 minutes per week. If you are more call person, if you are not, then we can communicate via chat and via questionnaire, where you will tell us more about your business on weekly basis, so that we actually have the input for the content. But this is the only time that you need to dedicate to us and to your personal brand, in case you want to outsource it, and if you want us as Mario Levy LLC to take your personal brand under us. So in this case, I would really recommend to start 1 time per week. If you want to really see some maintenance, gradual increase in your visibility, then I would increase to 3 times per week. If you don't want to be content creator, then go after to outsource it with some marketing agency. Don't go on daily yourself if you actually are founder or CEO or CO or CTO or whoever you are. And I also saw that consistency is leverage, especially on LinkedIn, because I'm saying that LinkedIn currently with 1% of content creators. So by the way, you can also become in 1% of content creators on LinkedIn, because there is currently not a lot of content creators. And if you know Mr. Beast, then I'm saying that LinkedIn is like YouTube before Mr. Beast. So you want to be here, you want to post consistently, because then when it will boom, which is already right now booming, we are looking at 1.3 billion users, which is quite considerable user base on LinkedIn, on this platform. And we can also see 2 times higher B2B bigger actually prices. So you can make bigger deals, you can also have bigger purchase power than, for example, on other platforms. And you find here decision makers, politicians, and many others. What does it mean is that if we have more visibility, we have also more opportunities. I see it also on myself, on my company, and whatever you see on my LinkedIn, I can guarantee, because this is currently the best how you can actually treat your LinkedIn, how our design look like, what we do is available publicly, so you can completely copy paste what we do, how we position the banners, etc., and you can use it for your advantage in do it yourself. So you can do it yourself if you want to. We are also teaching our clients how to do it, not only that we can take the personal brand under us, but we can also teach you in Digital Business College. So we have community where we have bi-weekly mastermind calls, and I will tell you exactly what works, what doesn't work, what we are actually currently, for example, trying with our clients, so you can also do it yourself. So you have all of the available knowledge publicly on my profile. You can also get the upgrade into LinkedIn with the algorithms tweaks. We can also look at your specific LinkedIn profile inside Digital Business College as an audit. So go to mariolevy.com and you will find more information there. And in my personal brand, when I started to actually post within 1 year, so the 2019, you saw that horrible post, right? That I posted, wow. And after 1 year of developing my LinkedIn, my personal brand, and building my own website because I'm an IT engineer, then my first client actually was European Commission. The employer, the dream employer that I was targeting on LinkedIn actually came to me that they want my services, and I thought it is scam because they just sent me DM, like anybody can send you DM on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on iMessage, etc. And I was like, no, this might not be true. Like, this is my dream employer. I was like, I just wanted employment. Like, I'm the stable one in my family. Like, it's Mara, my brother, who is business owner. And then I was like, what if it's true? And then they invited me for interview. They told me like what they really need and that they want my services and that I should establish company in Belgium. I'm Czech. So nobody in my family ever actually established company outside of Czech Republic. So for me, it was a lot of new things. And last summer, we even expanded to the US and we have clientele on 4 different continents. So I mean, LinkedIn is solving all of your problems if you start to take it seriously. And it was just 1 year after I started with my personal brand, and it was also the moment that my mindset changed completely and I started to see my personal brand as a business asset and not as any other social media only. So people don't trust you once. Usually people, like when they see you for the first time, they are not really sure about what you do, what services, if you can guarantee, if you can actually deliver that specific thing. And this is why actually we have LinkedIn, because you can show up again on their feed and they can really see what you are busy with. So they trust you repeatedly. And the more you actually appear on their feed, the more their brain is going to actually associate you with the specific service, with a specific topic, and they will see you as an authority. So you will get the recognition, they will follow you, they will connect with you, they will invite you to stages, they will, for example, go to you, you will be the number one person to go to in terms of this topic. You will also start to be familiar. So I'm also doing, for example, outreach before an event, so people already recognize me when they meet me in an event. And then they also trust you over time. So it usually doesn't happen on the first glance that people would like buy from you a service for 10k bucks, right? So it really needs time, and the more you are going to target people before you're gonna meet them in person, the more they will trust you then, and it can speed up the whole deal and the whole business. And they will feel like that they already know you. So it happens to me quite often. I usually want to be in touch with speakers from the conferences that I'm speaker at. I want to like do the outreach. I want to contact people. I want to be in conversations. I want to comment on the people who are attending the conference that I'm going to. And I stopped chasing and I started attracting. So people go to me. People are really like going to my profile, they are viewing my profile, and I can then get into conversations and I don't need to explain them from scratch who I am and what I do. And this I'm mainly like looking at HR, because a lot of people, they use LinkedIn for HR. They are paying so much money for the posts on LinkedIn to actually advertise their positions. And if you are especially a small, medium company, you don't need to do that, because you can actually find people among your followers. So you know people who are commenting the most on your profile, on your content, and then you can just choose from these, because these are your biggest fans. I mean, why would I onboard somebody from scratch when I can already hire someone who already know me, who already know what I use as a brand signature, how I speak, and then like we can we can start from there instead of me spending hours to teach people who I am and what I do. So opportunities come already pre-warmed, which is much better for business because people already know you, and there is no perfect formula when it comes to the personal branding. So it's not about daily posting because you are owner, you are business owner, you are business asset holder. You are not a content creator, and I want you to remember this from this video, and we will be talking about how you can actually do it without actually daily posting. It's more about sustainability. So you don't want to burn out over content, because if you burn out over content, how you can deliver the vision, how you can deliver the added value to people, what you really want to do. And it's rather about your written than the algorithm. It's really about like how you work as a business owner and what is your capacity to dedicate to LinkedIn. And I'm usually telling this to the clients that they should, for example, find 30 minutes per day and put it in their agenda and put the block in their agenda when they gonna give the insights to their potential clients, to their potential customers, and they gonna post on their profiles. They're gonna start the conversations and treat it rather as interactive email. In the email, usually as a business owner, I open the first thing, I see the urgencies, I see the priorities immediately, and your LinkedIn should be treated the same way. And at the beginning, you just need that 30 minutes blocker during the big day and just treat the conversations, reply to the comments, comment on other people's profiles that are not in your connections. And this is so important. And treat LinkedIn in your rhythm. So really fine, are you more like into like having conversations in the morning or rather in the afternoon? And rather think about this at the beginning than the algorithm. So it's really about speed versus sustainability, because if you're gonna start tomorrow, then it will probably cost you burnout, it will cost you energy, and we want rather the sustainability. So really just put the blocker over your lunchtime. When you are eating lunch, do something productive, just reply to a few comments, comment on other people's posts, and go with your rhythm rather than with algorithm. Personal brand is your growth system, because you not only can get money, you not only can get clients, but you can also get meaningful partnerships. People are gonna find you, you can find new people, and it's the whole growth of your business. So you can build recognition, you can build trust, attract inbound, which means that people go to you and see you as an expert, and this will also reduce you just like sending hundreds and thousands of emails to random people who you never met and will never meet. And they will just put you on block, which means that you are just spending so much money for nothing, because your domain will just get blocked, and it's nonsense, especially if you compare the outreach to the random strangers versus to people who you already know. In terms of the founder's angle, you want that people connect with you, not just with your company, so that they know your face when you show up in networking sessions, and the founder is the distribution channel. It means that you are connecting, you are actually finding people, you are accumulating the contacts and then distributing it to your company for the potential collaboration and to potential buyers. LinkedIn is your decision-making platform, so it means that there is a trust at scale, visibility in the right rooms, and also business opportunities, so you can assess based on the visibility of other people if actually the room that you want to be is really worth it for you, so you can really do the right decisions. And then you can do the real-world connection, because at the end of the day, you can really do the right networking if you already target people beforehand. So for example, soon I'm going to the US, to Miami, to the business show where we're gonna exhibit and in other places, and I already am adding people from the different stands, from the different contacts, and I'm already like preparing my agenda prior to the conference. And your online is actually your offline loop, because I already know who I want to meet. I already know with whom I want to establish partnership even before I'm going to these exhibitions and before I am going to show up at these specific events. And your visibility is your multiplier, because at the end of the day, it works 24/7 across different time zones, so you can actually network at the same time with so many people that it's really interesting for you as a founder. So at the end of the day, it's not about doing more, it's about showing up clearly. It's about really building your personal brand on your own rhythm rather than algorithm, and opportunities are there for you, so you stop chasing and start finding them so that you are attracting them rather than chasing them. That being said, definitely connect with me on LinkedIn, Maria Levy Zametnikova. Write me that you're coming from this specific episode and I will send you my 10 secrets on LinkedIn, how to get clients and opportunities. Just write me that you're coming from this YouTube episode and I will send it to you for free. I'm usually giving it only to my clients and it's really worth it because it's just about settings and the small tweaks that you can do for your LinkedIn and already start to generate revenue. We already helped more than 15,000 clients, including done for you or do it for yourself and digital products that we have on our website, mariolevy.com. We are working across 4 continents. As I told you, we also expanded to the US, so we are open for the US clientele since the last summer, and we worked with big brands, big organizations like NATO, European Commissions, and others. So definitely also subscribe here on YouTube so that you don't miss the other episodes that are coming on daily basis. And what you can do right now is build authority, turn founder into the asset, and build visibility for opportunities. You can do it by 2 different products that we have, either do it yourself or done for you. So if you go on our website, we have a light community where we will teach it to you, and also done for you, so we can also manage it fully for you. So again, you can go to mariolevy.com and find the right product for you, or just write us on support@mariolevy.com and we will help you via email as well. And that's all for today. So I hope that you right now also see your personal brand being your most important business asset. If you choose Instagram, LinkedIn, or other platform, that's up to you. I'm just saying that LinkedIn is right now at the top. If you want to invest in something, it should be LinkedIn because it's like YouTube before MrBeast. Instagram has already more than 47% of creators, so it's really hard to be influencer. And as founder, you also don't want to really dance on TikTok, right? So I hope that I inspired you, and definitely I will be looking forward to do partnerships. So definitely go to mariolevy.com and get in touch with us, and I will see you next time. Bye.